Before jumping into the challenges, I think it's really important to make sure that we properly define what investment data is. Data management as a topic isn't new to our industry, and we see things like reference data and enterprise data management being commonly used terms within the market today. Investment data is a relatively emerging term. We see it used quite a lot in the US and in Europe. And it's becoming more and more used in context within Asia. Investment data is really the collection of information that already exists within your business. It is transactions, positions, performance data, risk analytics, corporate actions, movements, all the data that sits in and around portfolios and investments. In terms of the challenges that we're seeing, it's really about making sense of that data and firms being able to efficiently harness the power of their investment data. It's a veritable goldmine of information if accessed, held, used correctly. We recently did a global survey with the IT group, and we found that 67% of respondents are struggling with aggregation and ensuring consistency of their investment data across the business. So what we're very, very much finding out is that there is a fragmentation of investment data out there. And again, another statistic that came out of that IT report showed us that 44% of respondents said that they had a decentralized investment data structure down at the business level. So that means that things are sitting in silos and they're struggling to be able to sort of get a clear and consistent view of this investment data, harness it and use it to help drive the business. The impact that we see on the technology front, so for the IT teams, for those who are responsible for the technology, is that you end up managing lots of different systems. You have these little buckets of data, and that could have occurred due to tactical drivers such as regulation. So we see people setting up sort of makeshift or piecemeal solutions just to get to solve a particular business challenge because they can't get that information that they need. Which adds to obviously the cost and risk around the business. If you're managing lots of little applications and you've got lots of siloed data, invariably you're going to have a lot of challenges. The two kind of themes that we're seeing is around the smarter decision making and more moving towards a data-driven decision-making process. When you look across any wealth manager or private bank, you're going to see that at each different or distinct part of the business, people have different uses for this data, and they all class their uses slightly differently. So when we talk to the relationship managers, they want to be able to use investment data to help actively engage their customers. They want to be able to be informed and inform the customer about their latest position, intraday view on the position, compliance status of their portfolio or of a transaction. When you talk to the operations, they're concerned about, or one of the key concerns that they're worried about is these things like client reporting. It's the increasing burden of regulatory change. We heard, I think, in the first panel this morning that compliance and regulatory compliance is a big issue, and being able to solve it is a big challenge for operations. And again, if you've got data sort of sitting around in a lot of different places in a very unorganised fashion, then it's hard to pull things together to quickly respond to regulators' requests. And at a management level, it's the ability to be able to get your arms completely around the business in one fair snapshot. So how do you have a view of your total exposure to a particular market or currency across all business lines and across all geographies? So the management will use it more as a risk mitigation and a risk management tool more than anything else. When you look at both the challenges and the important uses of investment data, it does come back to one key theme, is that we strongly believe that putting everything in a nice centrally organised location will help drive efficiencies on both a business angle and on a regulatory and reporting angle as well. We'll be able to get to market quicker because, again, you're leveraging one single source of data. You're not going around and hunting around the business trying to find out where are all my positions held and where are all my performance numbers held, and then trying to join everything up and then sort of leverage it. It's constantly you just have to go back to one place. That means your time to market, your return on investment, all the things that are important to a business in terms of new initiatives or just business as usual can be addressed fairly quickly. A lot of people talk about people, platform and products being the differentiators. We have a slightly different view in that investment data can be a real key differentiator for people, because at the end of the day, investment data will help the people engage their customers. It will arm them with more information about positions. It will arm them about peer benchmarking, new product ideas, actionable and ideas that they can go and engage their customers with. In terms of products, it will identify products that are potentially missing from a customer's portfolio. They might be overweight in something. They might not have a view of certain products within your business line. And certainly for a platform, on a platform basis, investment data it's the driver effectively for your platform. So using it effectively and efficiently will help drive the platform. It all kind of leads into being able to have a better quality analytics around performance and positions. It's being able to help drive your mobile strategy as well. Investment data as a driver for your mobile strategy is a big theme that we're seeing. And again, not just in Asia, we're seeing a lot of stuff coming out of the US and Europe at the moment around getting people more mobile. We're seeing a big theme around mobility at the moment. So again, there's this demand and this drive from people or from relationship managers and from customers to get more information to them quicker, more efficiently and more effectively. So being able to engage people with a tablet rather than just kind of bowling in and having a hard copy printed report once a quarter. Customers are really craving to be engaged on a multi-channel basis. So technology is helping drive that approach and effectively around mobility is something we're seeing a lot of. I think the other way we're seeing people leverage technology at the moment is outsourcing. I was quite surprised. I think we had a question from the audience about outsourcing, which was a good one, and the response from the panel was actually quite surprising. When you look at how other parts of the financial markets have matured over the years, when you look at the investment banking industry, when you look at the broking industry, and to a very similar extent the asset servicing or asset management business, we've seen a big trend towards moving to an outsourced model. People are getting rid of the commoditized, non-competitive pieces of their business. They're kind of giving that to someone else to run. Yes, we will always have issues around regulation, data secrecy, data privacy, but we've seen other parts of the financial services industry overcome these challenges. The outsourcing wave, I guess if you like, is something that we're seeing a little bit more momentum around. People want to get rid of things that aren't differentiators, and they want to focus on things that absolutely are differentiators, invest in the things that will make them stand out from the crowd. There's kind of two ways we have discussions. It's people look at it from a buy versus a build type approach, which is a fairly common discussion that I think most people in this room will have over the course of a year. In terms of buy versus build, I think the answer is both. You need to look at both. A strategy that says once you've been able to create a very credible source of investment data, then look at how you build the differentiators and the uniques for your business off the back of that. Again, with a centralized view of the investment data, you can literally take that off in any direction. You could write yourself a whole bunch of new reports, and again, that could be for regulatory purposes, for client reporting purposes, for internal management reporting purposes. You could set up new applications, you can be responsive to market changes and initiatives, and you can also, if we go back to the outsourcing discussion, participate in outsourcing, reduce your cost of operations, and really leverage your investment data.